Whoopi Goldberg is claiming that a bakery is refusing to give her cupcakes because of her political beliefs. Do you know what's happened to conservative folks because of our beliefs?
Whatever your reason is, I would never let my politics be the reason I don't show up to see my family, because they won't always be there.
I'm going to disagree. I completely understand her point, because I really do feel that this candidate, President-elect Trump, is just a different type of candidate. From the things he's said and the things he's done and the things he will do, it's more of a moral issue for me. And I think it's more of a moral issue for other people. We're just, I would say it was different when, let's say, Bush got elected. You may not have agreed with his policies, but you didn't feel like he was a deeply flawed person, deeply flawed by character, deeply flawed in morality.
Like a lot of Dems called him deeply flawed and humanized him.
But you got to admit, they're very different figures. I mean, you along with Milley and along with John Kelly warned us about how deeply flawed he was as a candidate. And so I think when people feel that someone voted not only against their families, but against them and against people that they loved, I think it's okay to take a beat.
Yes, I knew a day like this is coming. I have seen videos upon videos after the elections. It has even reached a level they are now saying, oh, you can go against your family member who voted for Trump. ABC, to maintain ratings, is now looking for a consecutive to replace some of these people. I have seen this over and over. A lot of articles surfacing pertaining to this. It is important we look into all this. I don't usually report videos coming from The View, but when I saw this, I just want to show you some clips.
I think it's worth noting that while so many Democrats were surprised by that flip, not a single voter that we spoke to out here was surprised. They said, had people actually gone out into these communities like we did, spoken to your everyday voter, they would have felt their frustrations. These are daily issues that they felt only Trump was addressing, like the border right here and also inflation. The perfect example of this is Jacqueline Barrientos right here. We met her literally just walking on the street. She owns a bakery here in Eagle Pass in Maverick County, which is 94% Latino. It was her first time voting for Trump after soaring prices at the grocery store, which she needs to keep her business alive, and illegal migrants outside.
So it did affect us, because I have a business right here in the corner, right on Main and Madison. And we would have illegals just like walking around, People didn't want to really stop because they were afraid. So, I mean, with that being said, I think that Donald Trump is a better choice for more security.
And a recent clip from The View going viral saying it was misogyny that caused these border districts to vote for Trump. We spoke to countless voters, mostly women, who say that they were so offended by this. One woman we spoke to says that she is a mother of 7. She has 9 grandkids, and she can barely afford to have them for dinner. Bill.
Brooke, thanks, Brooke. Good to have you.
Because it doesn't matter to me, it doesn't matter if you're male or female. Even if you go out to eat, like at a restaurant or whatever, it's costly. Right now, you don't get anything for less than $15, for one person.
And again, she was one of the many people that we spoke to. These major issues like inflation and grocery prices. These people, real everyday voters, struggling just to get by, guys.
Really an amazing story. Eagle Pass, Texas.
Yes, watching Whoopi and some hosts on this panel, you will realize their talking point pertaining to the elections totally insane. Whoopi Goldberg claiming, oh, she's just a working class. We all know how much Whoopi worth. They don't consider that this was one of the factors people changed their minds, decided to vote for Trump. Some continue to point fingers like Sonny Austin talking about sexism, racism. When I see this over and over happening in this panel, it clearly tells me they are out of touch. One of the reasons they have to replace them so they should be able to have balanced talking point. I thought Alisa would be one person on the View that would be making sense, but instead she turned to a Democrat.
When you have one candidate who has been running for 12 years, who lies and changes things, I appreciate that people are having a hard time. Me too.
Yeah.
I work for a living. If I had all the money in the world, I would not be here. Okay? So I'm a working person, you know? And my kid has to feed her family. You know, and my great-granddaughter has to be fed by her family. I know it's hard out there, but I also know that there are a lot of things that we just said, no, I'm just going to go this way.
Right.
And a lot of that is also what happened. I love what she did. Yay. You know, we talk to people all the time who say, this is what's bothering me. But the thing that's bothering everybody should not be the thing that puts 85% of other people in danger.
Yeah.
That's what, I think that's what we're saying.
We all came.
I dare, you didn't get here by yourself, man. You can't do this without us.
Yeah.
And if we don't let you, you don't get any. It's that simple. It's that simple.
This is one of the reasons you see their ratings are going down. I saw this 3 days ago. The mainstream media is all panicking, like what is going on? After the elections, they are losing followers. Viewership is way down.
Time of year news organizations bank on having high viewership, with high interest in who wins the election and reaction to the results. But some networks are seeing their post-election audience quickly evaporating. According to Nielsen ratings, MSNBC had a big election night, bringing in 6 million viewers. But the days following the election, MSNBC's viewership tanked to less than 1 million. The network losing more than half of its audience compared to its average viewership in October leading up to the election. Friday also marked the network's lowest rated non-holiday night of the year. MSNBC recorded a similar loss in viewership following the 2016 election after Trump's last presidential election victory. But the network rebounded, going on to have its 4 most watched years in its history from 2017 to 2020, as many news outlets were able to capitalize on Trump-heavy coverage with record revenue and subscribers. Following last week's election, CNN also hemorrhaged viewership. The network saw 5.1 million people tune in during their election coverage. In the days after the election, CNN's viewership also fell to 611,000, a 36% drop compared to its average viewership in October leading up to election night. Fox News saw a very different trend. While MSNBC and CNN were losing viewers, Fox News gained. On election night, the network saw over 10 million people tune in. And in the days that followed, Fox's total viewership averaged over 4 million, up 34% from its October average. That's also a 58% jump compared to its 2024 year-to-date numbers. While this trend shows left-leaning cable networks losing their audiences after Trump's victory and right-leaning news outlets gaining, there is one left-leaning talk show that is defying this trend. The View, seeing a gain in viewers after Trump won the election, posting its best week of ratings in over 3 years. The ABC daytime talk show averaged 3 million viewers during the week of November 5th, making it the top-rated daytime talk show. On the day after the election, The View had its most watched episode in over a decade, pulling in 4.5 million viewers.
You take a look at this article. ABC News brass are in panic mode as they hunt for consecutive voices to balance the rabid anti-Trump rally spewed by the hosts on The View, as well as those on other shows the Post has learned. The Disney-owned network, which came under fire over how ABC News moderators grilled Trump during the presidential debate against Vice President Harris, has been holding high-level meetings since last week, ruled by former president. Sources close to the situation told the Post. ABC News Group President Deborah and her recently elevated boss of ABC News, Aman, The intense sit down with executive producers of the network, various shows, and other serious editorial leaders, sources said. You can clearly see what is going on here. CNN tried bringing in Scott. I'll realize a lot of people, conservatives, are trying to watch CNN because of him. He is taking them by surprise every single time. Now ABC thinks this is a good idea. First on the agenda, according to one insider, is finding a pro-Trump panelist for a top-ranked daytime talk show co-hosted by ultra-labels Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Sonny Austin, and Sarah, as well as Republican Trump backer Anna and Alisa Farag. The View is facing pressure from higher ups. The sources said viewers can expect some major changes, including bringing in new panelists that can bring in a pro-Trump perspective. The only person I thought initially to be doing this was Alisa, but every single day Alisa is bashing Trump. She just went and joined them.
Whoopi Goldberg is claiming that a bakery is refusing to give her cupcakes because of her political beliefs.
These numbers. 10 million.
Campaign is now $20 million in debt.
Get your head around that.
To make real change, but unite. Now it's time to unite everybody.
Hey, I want you to know what would change after doing this. These people are getting out of hand.
Comes out against Trump.
I don't care if they write that.
So, with that, I'm going to shake it off.
Figure out a way to say thank you.
No matter how you disagree with someone politically, you should never pray for this.
Elected that guy.
I didn't mention that guy's name. He's such an absolute prick. I can't stand him.
Hey there. How are you doing? If you watch this show regularly, I'm guessing you're not doing great.
It was a terrible night last.
The rest of us be doing on day one. Now,
well,
Bishop Vigano, he says that
Is it me, or do Trump administration